Welcome back, amigos. So today we are going to the east of Merida, to a neighborhood called Miraflores. And this neighborhood is actually just right outside of the central region, meaning that if you walk a few blocks, you will be in Centro, like Zona Centro. To the touristy part of Centro, maybe about 20 minutes or so walk. To the like Plaza Grande, Parque Santa Ana, Parque Mejorada, and places like that, Parque Santa Lucia, places like that. So it is super close to Centro. And last year, so I went to go check out this property like mid-October of 2024. Right now, I'm recording this video like mid-September, so a year later. So what attracted me to this property actually was the land size. Now, when I was looking for a property then, I was looking really for the land size because I wanted to build a multi-unit apartment that I can rent out at, affordable rate. So that was what I was looking for. That was my vision. So instead of buying a big property and then only renting it out to one person at a large, rental amount, I wanted something affordable and such. So even though this property wasn't in the location I was looking for, I was looking for something more in the west because my current property is in the west. So I wanted something that it'll be easier to go and oversee construction, renovation, and to just manage the property afterwards. So that was what I was looking for then. But Miraflores, like I said, it's super close to Centro. So I was like, well, this is going to be an investment property. So really, it's all about who will be living in there. So I was like, okay, let's go check it out. So I went with my realtor, Amelia. And, she was my realtor, like the buyer. And then the other guy is representing the seller or the sellers. Now, this property, when they sent me the PDF, the pictures on the outside look different from, when I arrived. Because the pictures on the outside was, the paint was white. When I arrived, the house was green. I was like, wait, what's going on? So as you can see, this property needs a lot of work. And I was a little bit surprised because when they sent me the picture, everything looked good. Everything looked almost moving ready. But when I went to go take a look, everything looked like you have to demolish everything almost. You would only need to treat the algae and such that we can see on the wall there, because this property, according to the realtor representing the sellers, he told me that this property had been empty for 1 year. So that's why there is a lot of water damage, and it's been raining a lot. So last year we had, I think, 2 hurricanes in Yucatan. In Mexico, we had a few that destroyed many properties. So last year we had extreme heat, like over 40 degrees Celsius, back to back for 6-7 weeks. And then we had heavy rain, heavy downpour for like 4 months, right? So yeah, so I think it was the heat, and also it was the excessive rain, and the fact that the property had been sitting empty for a year pretty much. So the state of the house when I went to go take a look at it was not the same as the pictures. So this is why it is always important to go see a property in person and not just go by pictures, right? And you're going to see what I mean very soon when I go over the specifications of this house. But right now, we're just walking through the property to see what's available, to see what's there, what's not there. One thing that I actually love is actually the big windows, like the giant windows. Even though, the walls are very close, the fences are very close to the windows, so you're not getting that much fresh air in. But from the front and from the back, yes, but from the sides, not so much. And as a matter of fact, on one side of the wall, there is a church. So really, it's like a really high fence. On the other side, it's a house, so I guess you can get some air in on that side, but they don't have any windows, I believe, on the other side. Yeah, because one side is a service pathway, so if you need someone to come to the back to clean the swimming pool, fix the AC, what have you, they will go through that passageway, the pasillo, and then they will go to the back instead of having to walk through your house. So also this house, the windows are actually quite in a good state. The doors as well, in a good state as well. So that's one thing about it. And this house, actually, it's not demolition worthy. You only need to fix the water damage on the house and then reinforce the roof. And then you would have to waterproof the roof from the top, from the outside, because I think that's what the issue is. Because this house had been sitting empty, extreme heat, extreme sun, extreme rain. I think it probably washed off a lot of the waterproofing that was on the roof. So you're gonna have to fix that. The walls are actually the walls are okay. The floors as well. The floors in this house are actually quite okay. It's not actually that bad. They're not that bad. You just need to fix up a few things here and there. So, and one other thing that I love about this house is the big backyard. Big backyard, it is big enough to build an apartment unit at the back. It could be a 1-story, it could be 2 stories. You could build 2 to maybe 4 units at the back of this house because it is that huge. And so if you want to rent it out, like let's say on an Airbnb or rent it out by the rooms, you can definitely do that because the main house has 4 bedrooms, I believe. 4 bedrooms and I think just 1 bath. And then the back unit, so there is a structure at the back. It's like a studio apartment at the back. And the back unit has its own bathroom and everything. So that's why this house, they were marketing it as a 5 bedrooms and 2 bathroom house, even though the main house only has 1 bathroom, which to me was quite different to only have 1 bathroom for the whole house. So as you can see, everything in this house is just large and spacious. One downside of the house also is how low the ceiling of the house is. I was like, oh, this is low. The ceiling of the house is quite low. And also the house, it was built with blocks, not stones, like many houses in Centro. Built with blocks, meaning that demolition and such will be quite a breeze. And also rebuilding also will be a breeze. But I think the house is actually okay enough. It's okay to move in. Well, actually, it's okay to, to salvage without demolishing a big chunk of it. But hey, if you have the budget and you're like, you know what, I want to build an apartment unit in this area, like 6 units, 8 units, you can definitely do that because this property, I think they were selling it for the land size as well as the location where this house is located, because it is just a few blocks outside of the central axis, just a few blocks out. And also the street and the neighborhood where this property is actually quite nice and comfortable and quite safe. Also, this property is actually not so far from a stadium, from the baseball stadium called Parque Cococan. And during baseball season, they have major baseball games with like baseball leagues from North America, Central America, South America, all over Mexico, and what have you. And also going to the north of Merida, like Montebello, Montediami, Plaza Atabrisa, City Center, it is very easy because this property, it is located on the east of Merida, meaning that all you have to do will be just to, you know, commute quite easily to the north of Merida. So let me know what you think about the state of this property. Is it something that you would purchase? And yeah, based on the location, based on the house, based on the location of the house, based on the price, based on the size of the construction of the house, based on the size of the lot, and also the current state the house is in. Is it a good deal? Of course, I'm going to be sharing with you some more details, meaning the pictures that they sent me for the house, the price of the house as well. I'm going to be sharing that with you very shortly. But now I just wanted to show you, I just wanted to show you what I was able to record, what I saw, what I observed when I went to go take a look at the house. All right, so now let's go take a look at the specifications of the property. Now let's take a look at the specifications of this property. As we can see in the picture, it looks like a complete fixer-upper. But when I arrived there, it looked a little bit different. Like, it looked better on the outside and then worse on the inside. But this PDF that I was sent, the picture, the outside looks bad, but the inside looks okay, which was the reason why I decided to go take a look at it. And also based on the price, 1.5 million pesos. And I'll put the USD and the CAD equivalent on the screen. Now, this property, it's in Miraflores, which is in the east of Merida, just east of Centro. And it's showing here that it has 5 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, 2 parking spaces, even though it can actually fit more cars in, because the parking lot is actually quite big, and the lot is 10 meters wide. And I think each car can fit maybe like 3 meters wide for each car. I guess it depends on how big your vehicle is. And size of construction, 209. That's why everything is so big. And the size of the lot, 382 square meters, so almost 400. And it's 10 meters wide and 38 meters deep, and which was also another reason why I decided to go take a look. And it only has 1 floor. It has a patio at the back and a terrace at the front. Very large terrace, very large and spacious patio at the back. This property, it's in the Miraflores neighborhood, and it says that it's in a really good location. It's on the east, and it's inside the city, meaning that it's not outside of the peripheral. And it is in a safe zone. It is tranquil. It is in a family-friendly zone, and it is close to everything that you need to live comfortably. And I've already covered the size of the lot, the size of the construction, the measurement of the house, the parking spaces, number of bedrooms, number of bathrooms. It has 1 kitchen and then living room, dining room. And for this particular deal, this particular transaction, they only need cash purchase. No mortgages, no financing, nothing. Bring your bag of pesos. Now let's take a look at the pictures. This is what the inside looks like. At least when they sent me the pictures, this is what it looks like. Because I think they probably took the pictures when they were getting the property ready for sale. They had moved out and they were like, okay, let's take the pictures and then put the property up for sale. But by the time I got there, the property had been sitting there empty for 1 year, probably more. It looks like it's been sitting empty for like 2 years. It looks haunted. The property looks like one of those haunted houses that you see on TV. But nevertheless, this is where you can get really good deals, right? Where some people are seeing challenges, you will see opportunities, and then you can take advantage where people are running away from. So we are looking at, so this is the entrance, and this is the living room. That's the kitchen, I believe. That's the hallway. This is one of the bedrooms. Another bedroom, the bathroom. And this is the kitchen area at the back. This is another bedroom. And I think this is this is the other bedroom. And then this is the back area. Everything looked good, as you can see here. So compared to the pictures, because this back area, but by the time I arrived, it was all covered in grass. But it's very cheap, very easy to just get somebody, pay them like 400 pesos or so, and then they will remove all the weed. Very, very affordable to get somebody to just go and clean that part out. So, as you can see in the picture, the house actually doesn't look that bad. But it's only that by the time I arrived, there was a lot of water damage, which is actually quite easy to fix, because here we use concrete, not wood. Wood, you would have to like rip everything apart and just put brand new materials. But with block, you just treat the water damage, bleach, what have you, and then you will just put fresh cement and then fresh paint, and you're good to go, right? But also, because of the size of the lot, this property is also good for somebody who wants to build multi-unit apartment, because it is quite large. So you can probably fit in maybe like 10 units, 5 at the bottom and then 5 at the top. They would have to be built sideways though, so meaning they will face one side of the fence, because it goes 38 meters deep, right? 30 meters. So you can fit, quite, you can fit a lot of apartment units on this space. And, they have some shade from the neighbor's trees. And actually, this side of the house, there is a church right next to it with like a very high fence. There's a church next to it. So at least you know that it's quiet for most of the day. You don't have to worry about dogs barking the whole day on one side. The other side actually was quite tranquil when I went to go see. And the houses on the particular street that this house is located, they are all in good shape, good condition. And yeah, everything just looks like it's in an okay condition. So that's also one thing I look out for when I'm going to view properties. I also tend to look at the neighbors. What are the kind of neighbors that you will be living next door to, or that you'll be renting? Even if you don't want to live there, you're going to be renting. You also want to find really good neighborhoods depending on the target audience, right? If you're looking for professionals, people who are clean, they like things to be done a particular way, you will also need to take everything into account, right? Like these professionals that I want to put in my house, would they want to live here? Would they be proud bringing their friends, bringing their family to come and visit them, right? So you also want to look at everything else. And let's go quickly check out where this property is located in Merida. So like I said, it's in Miraflores, and this is where Miraflores is located, and this is Plaza Grande, as you can see. So it's actually a walking distance, maybe 15 minutes walking distance to Plaza Grande. Obviously, Plaza Grande is not the only location in Centro. There are so many other places to go to in Centro, so many other places to go to in the city. So to go to the north of Merida, which has the shopping malls and such, you only need to come out here, right? That's the Circuito Colonias. So this road, it's Circuito Colonias, and then it will take you to Plaza Atablisa, which is right here, and then to the city center. It'll probably take you to the periferico. So you take the periferico and then you go all the way here, and then this is like where city center is, and then La Isla, again, it'll take you on the periferico, and then La Isla Mall is somewhere here. To go to the Gallerias Mall and such, again, it'll probably take you through the periferico, and it'll take you down this road, Calle 60, and then Museo Maya, Plaza Gallerias Mall, and the Arbor Mall. They are on this road, and also Grand Plaza Mall, also on this road. right? Or if you're like me, you want to avoid the peripheral, you can just go through the city, right? Then you have more views and you can take your time driving, right? Because sometimes when I also drive, I like to also be, have something to look at. When driving on the peripheral, there's a lot going on. I feel more tense driving, on the peripheral. So yeah, and this calle, I believe it's calle 33. When I used to live in Isuscanasa, I used to take this calle to get to the peripheral or to just come out of the peripheral. And they also have the IE tram, the electric bus that goes on this road, and it takes you to Parque La Plancha, which is right here, and then it also takes you to Canasin, I believe. So as you can see, the property, so that was the reason why I want to go take a look at it, because of the location. East of Merida, it's a well sort out location, but I think the reason why I didn't buy it was because it's a little bit far out from my property, my current property. So I'm in the west, like in this area. So I was okay, let me find a place close enough so that when I need to do construction or renovation, it'll be easier to just go and supervise. And also, I can easily find people to rent to, because this zone has many hospitals, right? Family members of people in hospitals, medical professionals, and also many government buildings actually in this area. Many government buildings in this area. So I was like, if I want to do short term or Airbnb or month to month, it'll be much easier for me to find something in this, in this area than on this area. Right? So yeah, so I think that was the reason why I didn't go with the house, even though initially they told me the listing price was 1.5 million pesos, but they dropped it to like 1.35, and then they dropped it to 1.3 million pesos. And the size of the land, I was like, wow, this is exactly what I was looking for. But I think I just went with something else, because I was like, okay, let's find something in an area that I already have something in already, and that I'm also familiar with. So yeah, let me know what you think about this property. Would you be interested in buying something like this? Do you think it's gonna be too expensive, too much work? What do you think about the size of the lots, the location of the property as well? What do you think? Let me know. And yeah, if you haven't subscribed yet, remember to click on the subscribe button. It is absolutely free. And then if you are already subscribed, you can just, leave me a comment or just click on the like button so that YouTube knows that you are finding value in my videos, and then they can continue to share it with more people. All right. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next video. Ciao.